Yeah, she did keep me from seeing my mom and my family a lot of times. She would try to make me feel guilty, purposely, try to give me a time limit when to be back. I honestly didn't care that I was replaced so quickly because I was already over her before the breakup even happened.
Hello, everybody. In today's video, this is part 2 of the Q&A with Beck. So Beck reached out to me, and when we spoke off of YouTube, they let me know they wanted to do a Q&A on someone else's channel and not their own. So part 1 will be linked down below. This was a Q&A, and this is a Q&A with the community. The community asked all the questions, and I'm going to be sharing my commentary and opinions like I do in every single one of my videos. I am so happy for Beck, and it is so heartwarming and amazing to see the support that they have gotten, and also that they have rebuilt their life and are living a wonderful and happy life. Everything I'm saying is for entertainment purposes only, not meant to be taken seriously. I am sharing my own opinions, not facts, and publicly accessible information made public by public figures first. I would urge you to please do not go to anyone's channel and leave mean-spirited, negative, disparaging comments. I will link Beck's channel down below.
Did she keep you from seeing your mom and family? If not directly, how did she make you feel like you couldn't go see them as much as you wanted? Yeah, she did keep me from seeing my mom and my family a lot of times. She would try to make me feel guilty. She would, even though she would be invited to come with me, she would stay home and then purposely, try to give me a time limit when to be back, or try to make it to where I didn't go at all by making me feel bad for leaving. And then there were times where she completely forbid me from going, especially when my mom was very sick. Even after we got the vaccines, she still was very hesitant about me going anywhere. Um, but yeah, I did feel like I couldn't see my family as often as I was led to believe at the beginning when she told me to quit my job, that I would be able to see my family more. I feel to be replaced by wifey so quickly. Did I know Amber has admitted to talking to wifey before your breakup? What are your thoughts on this? I honestly didn't care that I was replaced so quickly because I was already over her before the breakup even happened. It was like, just whenever I realized that I wanted to break up with her, it was relief. And after we broke up, it was just even more relief. And it was just like, now that the focus is off of me, that's just where I was at with that. And I don't care that she was talking to her before the breakup, because it's like, maybe she sensed it wasn't going to last. And I did too. Like, we had no business getting engaged, but, she ordered the rings without me knowing and was like, these are the ones I want you to propose to me with. So I did. And I felt pressured into doing it. I didn't really want to do it. And I don't think she really wanted to do it either. She just wanted to be engaged. Like, it wasn't, with me or anything. She just wanted to have that status, if that makes sense.
Okay, so my opinions are what Amber did to Beck was terrible. I think it is outrageous to have timers and time limits for how long Beck could have spent time with their friends, how long Beck can spend time with their family. This is control, and at the very least, it's mistreatment. It is absolutely just controlling behavior that needs to be called out. And it just shows that what people think is true, the way that Amber treats her partners. I mean, we have long since talked about how Amberlynn extensively did not really provide a safe, conducive, or even happy or healthy environment for Beck to be in the relationship. This whole thing about how Amberlynn gave like ultimatums, and you pretty much have to be with me and you have to take care of me, and would not allow, forbid Beck to see their family, especially when Beck's mother was ill, it's just it's just abhorrent. There's nothing else to say about that. In my opinion, Amberlynn controlled Beck and controlled the relationship because of the financial control that Amber wielded over Beck. And that's really sad. It really is. I think that people always have drama in their relationships. Let's just say it. But it is outrageous to forbid your partner from going ahead and seeing their family, especially when members of their family is sick. I think the community, in my opinion, already knew that Amberlynn did this. And here is confirmation. I've said this many times before that, in my opinion, Amberlynn took away a lot of time that Beck could have had with their mother had Amberlynn not been intervening. So it's just manipulation and control that Amberlynn had, and that is no way to treat your partner. The other situation with Amberlynn, Wifey, and Beck. So, for those of you that don't know, Amberlynn has admitted, I myself saw it, where she said that she did have a conversation, she did speak to Wifey supposedly while she was still in a relationship with Beck. And then later on, after the relationship broke up, obviously they got together. It's obvious that Beck was not into Amberlynn towards those last few years. What is amazing to me is that Amberlynn continuously lied. Girl, you a lie for years about all of her relationships, especially the one with Beck. In various numerous forms, she lied about the nature of the relationship. And she also lied about how happy they were together. You heard Beck say that Amberlynn didn't really want to be engaged. So Amberlynn purchased the rings and said, well, you pretty much have to propose to me with it. And lied for a very long time about the engagement. Everyone could see that Amberlynn was not happy to be engaged. She didn't even wear the ring. Amber even went so far as to lie about who purchased the rings, saying in a live stream that Beck bought it, then later admitting in one of her typical I lied, so what videos that she was the one that bought it, claiming that she was trying to protect Beck. You weren't trying to protect Beck. You were trying to protect yourself, your reputation. I think what Beck said is 100% correct. I've said this on my channel many times before. Amberlynn is obsessed with being married. She's obsessed with being claimed on the internet, to be in a relationship, to be someone's wife. It's not about the person or the love that she would share with that person. She's not looking for the one. She's looking for the one to take her to Target. It's always like that. She's just looking for a person to be with her, not the love of her life. And the whole lies about the engagement, like, oh, we're so happy that we're engaged, it's not what you pretended that it was. You pretty much made Beck propose to you, in my opinion. That's what I'm getting from this. And I think that the community saw through Amber's lies. She lied about the whole relationship. She not only lied about the details of the relationship, it was obvious that Beck wasn't into you. And I'm really glad that Beck admitted that by the time that y'all broke up, Beck just, they just were not that into you. So I think the most abhorrent parts here isn't even that Amberlynn moved a complete stranger into her and Beck's home. Beck was on the lease and without even asking Beck. And then later on said, oh, well, it's my apartment. It was my apartment. That's what Amberlynn said. It was both of yours apartments. That's not the most abhorrent thing. I would say it's really a combination of the mistreatment, and that's a nice word that I'm using for YouTube, the mistreatment, the finances, how Amberlynn controlled Beck with the finances, how we discussed in the other video, as well as pretty much not allowing Beck and controlling them and not letting them spend time with their mother when their mother was sick and is no longer with us. So I find that abhorrent. I think when Amberlynn responds to all of this, it's just going to be the typical Amberlynn story. Oh, this happened, everyone's lying except for me. By the way, if anyone is interested, Amberlynn posted a TikTok, in my personal opinion, in response to this. If y'all saw that, I don't know if you did, but here's what the TikTok said. So Amber posted this TikTok in which she lip synced the following words, quote, I started acting like I didn't care, but then I realized I wasn't pretending and I actually didn't care. Amberlynn, if you didn't care about this, you would not respond. Usually when somebody genuinely doesn't care about something, they do not respond. Junior at senior prom, my opinion. Here's the thing, for those of you that are going to say this is not a response to the Beck controversy, my opinion is that it is. With Amberlynn, what you see is what you get. Amberlynn goes on like TikTok and lip syncs lyrics, and that's the extent of her content on TikTok. But what you see is what you get. She did respond by saying that she didn't care. Well, let's see if you do a 3-hour or 2-hour live stream responding to Beck.
Would you have taken Rarity and Twinkie, the animals, if I could? Do I miss them? Have you ever seen Amber mistreating them? I would have taken the animals if I could have. We talked about me taking, I think, Rarity at first because we didn't know she'd be able to take them if she was going to move. But she ended up not moving at the time and not needing me to take one of them. So I didn't really get to. And, you know, it was really hard at first. But, I mean, it's a whole lot better now. And have I seen her mistreat them? No. It's just like, you know, she has a hard time taking care of herself sometimes. Like, I've struggled with that too. There were times that she wasn't taking care of them, and it would all fall on me. And then there was that one year where I couldn't take care of myself. So I know they probably weren't being taken care of exactly as they should have been. But other than that, no, they were never hurt.
So I have full respect for what Beck is saying. We've talked about this here before. Sometimes people get into bad situations and they are unable to take care of themselves and things happen quickly and fast. And I understand that and I can appreciate that and I have respect for that. Okay. And I really do appreciate Beck's candor in this, pretty much admitting something that a lot of us already knew, that they were struggling at a point when they were living with Amberlynn. And, you know, for those of you that don't know, Amberlynn filmed Beck in that state, which I consider to be inappropriate, to say the least. Okay. So as far as the animals are concerned, I'm glad that Beck has never seen, you know, them be mistreated. But it begs the question of, if Beck witnessed Amberlynn not treating the animals correctly, aka also known as not taking care of them, who's taking care of the animals now? Now, I know that Amberlynn, being the most entertaining, riveting YouTuber, is going to say, everything has changed. I am such a different person now and I take care of my animals. But I beg to differ. For those of you that don't know, animal control was called on Amberlynn numerous times by her own audience. She's made YouTube public monetized content on that. Classy. And also, if you don't know, she did not cut Twinkie's nails. And this was a very large topic of discussion. And pretty much her audience talked about this to such a point and called animal control on her in the past that Amberlynn only then started taking Twinkie to the vet every 3 months. And by the way, it was obvious, in my opinion, that wifey, Amberlynn's ex, the partner after Beck, used to take care of Twinkie and Rarity and Wasabi, Amber's animals. It was not Amberlynn. There were pictures taken of wifey walking Twinkie. Why are there never any pictures of Amberlynn walking Twinkie? Because it wasn't happening as much. My personal opinion, Amberlynn left all of the care and put all of the burden of her own animals onto her partners. Never mind the absolute audacity and absurdity of Amberlynn having a very famous video where Twinkie was, and I quote, shaking in pain, and Amberlynn went to Chili's to hang out with another ex, Destiny. You do not do that. You take your animal to the overnight vet, and Amberlynn claimed that there was no overnight vet in her area. And later on, Michael B. Petty actually made a video detailing that there was an overnight vet, that there was an emergency vet that Amberlynn could have taken Twinkie to. Amberlynn has demonstrated repeatedly, even with Pesto Gate. If you don't know what Pesto Gate is, it was a recent enough drama where Amberlynn had shown Twinkie have something green on her face, and a lot of people wondered what it was. Amberlynn claimed that it was pesto, but a lot of her community did not believe her. I will say this. I think it's ridiculous to have pets, and then expect your partners to take care of them. I totally understand Amberlynn's inability to take care of her animals. I do understand that, okay? So therefore, why didn't you rehome the pets or stop pretending that you're this amazing, pet owner? All she ever talks about is how her pets are obsessed with her. It's interesting. Do you ever talk about how you enjoy your pets?
Did I really fake the urologist voicemail call and replace her urologist during one Vlogmas? No, I didn't. I definitely wouldn't do something like that, even if she had begged me to. But I did go back and listen to it, and I think it's very interesting why you guys would think that, because the person does have a similar accent to mine, and that's because that doctor is in the same area that I grew up in, so they've got a similar accent. So, but I get why you would think it was weird, because the way it ended too, like, please do not leave a message, like, that was really weird.
Okay, so this has been a lore in the community for a very, very, very long time. Basically, what Beck is discussing here is for years, Amberlynn does Vlogmases. She didn't do it this past year, but basically filming videos every single day in the month of December. Amberlynn used to get paid a lot more money than she does today. And so she would do videos every single day in the month of December. And one year, what happened was, if you don't know the lore, Amberlynn was trying to get a urologist appointment. And she just couldn't seem to get this appointment. And she called the urologist a few times, and people accused her of lying. And a lot of people felt that when the messages played, yeah, Beck is telling the truth. Like, yeah, don't leave a message, or whatever the situation was, where there was just like a voicemail on the urologist, the doctor's phone. When you would call, that's the voicemail that would pop up when they were closed. A lot of people accused Beck of pretending to be the person on the voice. The really interesting thing to me is, why do people not care at this point that Amberlynn Reid doxed her urologist's office? Like, that is way more important. What Amber did is, the video is deleted. She deleted the video right away. But what happened is, I'm going to try to remember to link like deleted videos if they're still up, like re-uploads of Amber's deleted video. What happened was, Amberlynn showed the urologist's phone number to everyone in that deleted Vlogmas video and said the name of the practice. Why did you do that, Amberlynn? How did that stop people from thinking that you were a liar? I don't understand. So to me, I understand this lore is going back for years, and I'm really glad that Beck addressed it, that no, they were not the one on the voice note saying don't leave a message, because when you call the doctor, it was like, please do not leave a message. I think it was around the holidays or whatever, they were closed. Who cares? The idea here is that Amberlynn did a lot more sinister stuff. Why did Amber think it was appropriate for her to give out the information of the urologist office? They would get hundreds of calls after that. And by the way, in case you're not aware, at that time, Amberlynn had a much more active audience. Yes, she didn't have as many subscribers, but her audience was more active. She got more views, and she exposed that urology office to way more people bothering them. I think that's the story, instead of whether or not Beck pretended to be the secretary. Now you know Beck did not. But yes, there is still somewhere that re-uploaded video that Amber deleted where she was doxing the urology office. And then Amber constantly complains that people dox the people that she dates. Amberlynn, you went ahead and gave out wifey's first name, her last name, and the state in which she lived in. But people are doxing someone? Like, no, it was you.
Have I seen Amber have incidents with me or anyone? No, she didn't. But I always wondered, if she had been more mobile, maybe she would have.
Okay, so that's about it for the voice notes that Beck did send me. I want to wish them all the possible best. I also wanted to show you something. So, a lot of you are understandably, reasonably upset about what Beck said in the first part of the Q&A, that they did not receive any of the money from the live streams. I want to draw your attention to this live stream from Amberlynn Reid called Pluto, in which she supposedly jokingly said that she is Beck's boss, and said the following things, quote, I don't know, I didn't want Beck to come on here and be doing it for free. Quote, they have to pay half the bills now. Okay? Saying that Beck was paying half the bills and, quote, yeah, because with what I pay them, they could literally live by themselves. So this is a good live stream to show you where Amberlynn said that she had hired Beck and that Beck was making a lot of money. So much so that in Amber's opinion, quote, they could live by themselves, right? This is called a verbal agreement, okay? What I know for sure is that there are live streams, and I don't believe this is the only one, but this is a good one to point out, in which Amberlynn clearly stated that she was paying Beck and Beck was earning a lot of money. So the question to Amberlynn is, why is it that Beck did not see any of this money? Anyways, I want to thank Beck. I want to thank all of you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, here is another video on a similar topic. You can go and check that out. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye.